And yes, people, we are back after a long time. Since now I will start to make, or rather I will try to make more elaborate content. But well, let's go to what brings us together today. We are going to talk about the main mistakes you make in TDS so that you can improve more in this game. But hey, remember that you are invited to the Discord server, and well, we are heading towards 1,000 members, so join us. To start with the mistakes, I will go with the most common and easy ones to make up to the ones that some experienced people continue to make. And well, I think there is no better start than mentioning the placement error on the map. If you are one of those people who place the towers in this way, I am afraid to tell you that you are making this mistake. At first it is normal, but seriously, when you are in more serious games like I don't know, it could be in Powlet or in Badlands, making these mistakes is quite annoying. The main annoyance of this error is the space on the map. Sometimes you can place up to 3 or 2 towers where someone places one, and well, this goes more for those who play on PC. Since in this case we are more to blame because we should be more precise, although sometimes mobile players know how to place towers better than PC players. And I want to talk a little more about this error since look, I will put these examples. Where would it be better to put the tower, here or here? Well, if you chose the number option, and this is a joke, neither is correct. For me, this is the best place to put the tower. When you are going to place a tower, you have to take into account 2 things, or well, more if you want. The first is the space. Try to save as much space as possible when you want to put a tower, and the second is the range that the tower has, taking into account its initial range and its maximum point. Because look, although this accelerator we would say is horribly set to maximum level, look that it covers too much road. Well, the next mistake that most people make, and it's normal when you don't have a lot of experience with the games, is to farm too much time in the game. I think this is already a type of player in TDS. The farmer. These players are characterized by messages like defend or something like why don't you put anything, and the most common I can't farm. And look, I'm not against farming, since in this game, when you get to have certain towers that cost a lot of money, it is highly recommended to farm to put several. But I have even seen people who only bring troops like the soldier or cars or basic troops to say in some way that do not require too much money for their updates. The way in which this error should be fixed is simple. Just measure how much to farm, and the most important thing is to pay attention to how they are doing in the game. If your team is doing badly in terms of defense, lend a hand and say, man, later I'll farm, but now it would be good to help my team. There are times when 1 or more players spend their time farming and never put anything in, and because of that they lose the game. Well, here is a mistake that some people make, and I say some because I'm talking about spending Robux in this game. Depending on what you spend your Robux on in this game, I have 2 opinions of you, or this, or this. Well, that's a lie. Everyone spends on what they want, and if you want to spend on a stuffed animal of the engineer, well, it's not a problem, man. It's a free country, but what I would like to give my recommendation is to spend on the resources that the game gives. The coins for me would be the purchase. The gems, well, they still go if you don't have time to spare. In addition to the game passes. Well, really, if you want emotes or the VIP, they would be pretty good, at least for me. But spending on the level troops there, I would say, is a mistake that is paid dearly. Well, now, the next mistake I want to talk about is the waste of money you do. Stop buying so many churros. I mean, stop spending money on skins or boxes, because look, I don't want to seem like I'm prohibiting you from something here, but really the skins are the latest in what someone would think. If you want to start spending money on skins, you should at least have the basic towers to win all the game modes, and from there it's your choice. And here there may be people who say, well, I understand the point, but what about the gold boxes? And well, here a question would have to be answered. When should you start farming for your first gold box? And the answer I would give to this is the one I already said before. When you already have the troops to be able to beat all the game modes. Also here there may be a tip for the new ones. Buy a troop like for example the minigunner, and after that save up for the gold box so you increase the chances of getting the skin you want. Well, the next mistake that is quite common is not knowing how to use the support troops. And here I really hope that they reflect on their actions, especially those who are going to be strategies like hardcore or other modes where the slightest mistake can doom the game. But well, let's explain the problem. Here number 1, the DJ. Having the DJ is the easiest thing to use. You just have to measure the start and end range that here the first error would come in. But well, I don't know how they can make a mistake, and here is the point. You can't make a mistake. Well, joking aside, the important points are the commander and the medic. The commander has to learn to be attentive to the commander's ability. First, you have to have 3 mini commanders at level 2, and from there always have the ability active. And even that now it should be easier because of the buttons. In my time you had to measure the time and get into the troop and press the manual button. So come on man, learn to see when a commander's ability runs out to make one and so on throughout the game. That's why nobody wants to play with a commander. And well, the medic is another issue. Here you have to be more attentive to the game, and if you are more of an auditory person you have to be attentive to this sound. But well, here are some tips to fix this error that I don't think I've ever seen. I said but in itself it is that they do not know how to use the doctor or the medic. They use it either very quickly or they do not use it at all, but anyway I will give you the advice. When you hear or see the stun, see if more stun enemies are coming. If that is the case, then wait for the whole stun to finish to activate the ability, and if not then activate it directly. But yes, in some parts like the boss stun, wait for the wave to pass to be able to activate it, because if you use it too quickly it removes the stun but it comes back on. We have the same case of the warden who has a ray. You have to wait until he finishes casting his ray to use it because the same thing happens. And finally, you can do a slightly more advanced trick. It's not that complicated here. Basically what we do is use the skill, sell the tower. Place it, update and start over skill, sell the tower. And well, for the more pros who say, haha, I've mastered all this, I'm a god because I go to games alone, and it's very strange now that I think about it. The mistake of organizing people. When you are with other people, and well, this is seen a lot when events or game modes come out, but well, the mistake is not knowing how to divide the tasks to each of the players as well as the towers. This can really only be done when you already have enough experience in the game and you really know what each tower does and what each of the team is capable of. So yes, even for the best, it can be difficult for them to do certain things. And well, I think I will quickly mention some mistakes to be able to at least mention them and that they take them into account. Have a balance in your troops. You know, farm support and damage. Don't play by yourself if you go with a team. Learn to read strategies. Come on man, watch this video of mine. Memorize all the modes, enemies, waves, enemy troops, and well people, this is the end of the video for well, I won't say week because from now on I plan to release more elaborate videos in terms of editing and preparation, so well, at least there will be 2-3 videos per month, so it's basically the same, but oh well, now I'm off, take care.